just going to sit and wait. And while I'm sitting and waiting, oh, maybe I should get my new cards. I got some new cards. Hi, Yenny. How are you, sweetheart? Welcome, welcome. How is your day so far? You just moved to a new home. Awesome. Are you loving it? Is everything going okay there? Oh, awesome. Awesome. Was that kind of like a reward or a blessing for some strife you just came out of? Usually new means that we have to get rid of the old. Okay. Well, I'm seeing this new place as a blessing for some kind of situation that you handled in the past that had to do with some upside down Queen of Wands for some reason, which could actually even be you. You might have seen something about yourself that helped you to grow and grow into this new place. So you're stuck between two situations. That's that Two of Swords energy. We love that energy. That Two of Swords. Let's see what happens here. You're stuck between two situations. All right, I'm just going to tell you what this card means to me, Yenny, okay? When I see this card, it's a crossroads again, okay? So usually when you're at this crossroad, you follow a certain path. It's the path you're used to. When this card comes up, this is my be brave and try something different card. Grab the other one. Well, Aquarius energy is amazing, okay? But the thing about Aquarius is even though they're love, they're also an air sign, which means that if they're wounded still, that love can be a touchy subject and they will be manipulative to protect it. Any air sign will be. So, you have to handle them with a certain care because we really need those air signs and we really need what each one of these signs are bringing in the magic that a healed human brings. But, Yenny, you've been at this path before, all right? And you made decisions before on what you know. This is my go for adventure card. Do something different. That's what that card says to me. Does that make sense? Oh my God, look what came right after. Two of Swords. Do you have this habit of beating yourself to death trying to make a decision? Because Spirit's asking you to be the fool. Follow your heart. What does your heart want? And why does your heart want it? Your heart wants it because it sees the possibility of a dream come true. But this came up upside down. And when it comes out upside down, sweetheart, that means that whatever you're dreaming about may sound and feel good, but maybe what you're... Well, if you're stuck between two people, take the second one. Because, number one, they're people. They're not options. And if anybody else can turn your head, then you're obviously not in love with the first one. And you need to leave her alone. Because she deserves love. That doesn't see her as an option. And maybe that's this card. Maybe you're stuck at these crossroads because you shouldn't be at these crossroads. Maybe you should try a new perspective. There should never be, in love, any choices between two people. If you have love in your heart, there's no other choice. That's the best thing I could tell you. So, my advice would be choose the second one. Because the first one deserves real love. And that ain't what you giving her. Or him. You're playing. I will tell you this. If there's a fire sign involved, that's an upside down queen. That's leading to a tower. But you will grow. You will learn. You need to learn. If you want to make this card of regret go away, maybe you should treat people like you would want to be treated. Yenny, would you like it if you were in... I mean, do you like feeling like an option? If you're not in a relationship and these two possibilities are coming, if there's a fire sign, okay. My best advice for you is if you're in a relationship and there's two people, pick the second one. The first one doesn't deserve that shit. If you are not in a relationship and there are two people you are interested in, there is somebody that is very passionate or somebody is not seeing something clearly about a passion. Okay? Or there was something in the past that happened with a fire sign that's kind of tempering your judgment right now that you never got resolved, and that's why you're nervous about making choices, because you don't want to be in this You want to stay away from this. I get that. But that makes you hold back all that beautiful stuff that whoever you choose deserves. This kind of energy makes you hold that back. And they don't deserve that either. So, my advice, Yanni, is this. This guy right here. Now, there's two sides to every single energy, okay? Because the world we live in is physical. It's duality. It's just the way it is, not saying it's good or bad. But you really want to be this king balanced. And what I mean by that is this guy is ooey gooey, yummy, sweet on the inside. But see that cup he's holding? He knows what that cup's worth, and he knows what's in its worth. And if you try to fuck with his cup, you know, he wouldn't have a problem making a decision between two paths. He knows his path. So do you, Yenny. You know what's true to you. And what causes pain? This is what causes pain, okay? Your physical body, your temple, houses a very unique and ancient truth. Your truth, okay? Your unique expression of that divine connection. And what happens is your body actually loves the truth of you so much that when you wander away from this truth, your body reacts, says, hey, here's some fear over here. You know, maybe you shouldn't go this way. Maybe you shouldn't let this person treat you this way. Maybe you should stand up for what's inside you. Maybe you should value the beautiful truth inside you and listen to it over anybody else, even me. So I'm going to ask you, Yenny. You've wiggled off the pathways, you know, you've made adjustments to get what you thought you wanted. What happens when we do that? Our body responds and says, wait a minute. So, what I would really do, Yenny, is I would meld that head and that heart, okay? Because this guy's smart. I would meld that head and that heart, and I would make the most practical decision for what I call a divine outcome, which is everybody wins. There's no competition with the divine. Everybody wins. That's a divine outcome. Find that. That's your path. And just remember, when you're strong in spirit, your relationships are too. But it takes two. So you have to find your match. Okay? You have to find your match. I see you here as the King of Cups. Oh shit. Actually, Yenny, I'm thinking that you have a feeling that there's something inside you that's unusual. Because there is. Right. And that's what I'm seeing here. There's something inside you that's unusual. You feel it. But you aren't feeling it enough yet. You feel that shine inside you, Yenny. You know what's right and wrong. You know what path to walk, sweetheart. This is Empress energy, Okay, this is beyond a king or a queen. All right? This is major arcana. This is the highest realm of the crossover between spirit and physical. All right? And this is the truth that's inside you. Now, Emperor, Empress, it doesn't matter what sex you are. Energy actually doesn't have sex. I hate the fact that they split it up with the divine feminine and the divine masculine because it's both inside us. We are both the divine masculine and the divine feminine. All right? So if you're a boy and you get this and say, ooh, that's a girl, that's not me, you ain't there yet. All right? You're still here. Now, when you realize the value of this, then you realize the value of yourself. And this sun comes out right side up instead of upside down. So, this is what I'm seeing, Annie. You already know the answer to this question. The Empress always knows. And the advice is to follow your passion. Your true passion. Yes. Well, here's the thing about the battles within ourselves. And once we align, and this is what I tell everybody, before we go out looking for love, we need to focus on spirit. Because once we have that relationship with spirit, that true relationship, not the ones that everybody tells you this is this and this is this. No, you have your own relationship with spirit. I can't tell you what that is. Everybody's different. Yeah, you've held on to things too long in the past. It's caused some damage. Makes you want to sit still for a minute. But see, this is what you have. And this is what you're protecting. So I understand all these upside down cards. I've been every one of these upside down cards once in my lifetime because I didn't want to make a decision. I didn't want to move. Well, here's the thing about not moving. You never gain anything that way. This is somebody afraid to make a mistake. And here's the thing about mistakes. There aren't any. You may suffer some pain, but pain never killed anyone. You know what kills people? What kills people is actually the stress from being in pain. Yeah, your brain does it. Same thing as your brain does this. Somewhere along the lines, we have to learn when to trust our heart and to get that brain in check. You know, they check each other. Kind of like husband and wife. Think of it that way. All right? But if you let one have more power over the other, then you're constantly at battle with yourself and afraid. Afraid of what? Half of yourself? You have to honor that half and then make a decision just like you do with people. Let's say that half of you was this person and the other half was this person. Both of them are wise, but we have to see one of them is good and one of them is bad. Now, why are we seeing one as good as one is bad? Well, one gets me exactly what I want, but the other takes work. This one's a sure thing, but this one's instant gratification. You know, you have to realize and sometimes make some sacrifices of that instant gratification for a bigger picture. And you have the ability to see this bigger picture and make the decision from your situation from that perspective. Because it's right here. You see that? You have this ability. You have that cup. And you know it. Well, you're not sure, but you sure feel it. And you're not quite sure how to use it properly yet because you don't move. It comes from balance. All right? And basically, that balance is exactly what I'm talking about. Head and heart. Do you see him standing in that stormy seas? He's just standing out there. He's not afraid. He's been through this before. He's bringing the rainbow because he's not afraid. He's already been through the storms. So, he lived, and now he has an interesting story to tell. Makes him more valuable. Makes him stronger. What are you afraid of? Are you afraid of being tempered? Think about that word, temperance. It means being forged. What gets forged? Only the strongest things get forged. Only the best and most valuable things get forged. But see, they learn the lesson from the heat and the fire, and they allow it to make themselves strong. Again, we need to turn these upside down, and it's a simple perspective. Right now, that's where we're at. Somebody's resisting a change. Is there a Queen of Cups here? Because I got a Fire Queen. I got a Cups Queen. That would be either a fire sign or a water sign. But it could be any sign. It could be the energy. One being a hot mama, and the other one being more practical and nurturing. I would say whatever decisions that you went with in the past. Oh, good. This is good. This is really good because I got the Nine of Cups, the Lovers, and the Hangman. You're getting a different perspective. And yes, we all know right from wrong. That's one of the points I'm trying to make. Oh, well, Aquarius is an air sign, but is she a nurturing Aquarius? Because that Queen came up right side up, and sometimes Aquarius is, I see Aquarius as the water of the air signs, which is the feeling thinkers. So you're a Scorpio. Hey, that could be you then. That's a water sign. But I see you getting a different view. I think maybe on love itself. I see you getting a wish. Yeah, this is about praying, because then there's the Hangman, your prayers. This is about your prayers, because you said up here, look. Okay. Now, I view the cards a little bit different. I don't really view them as your relationship to other people. I see it as your relationship to spirit, because our relationship to spirit actually reflects what's going on. I mean, the truth of that relationship, where it's in trouble, where it's not, it actually reflects in our earthly relationships. So I kind of read this as a different form, okay? So what I see here is your prayers have been heard. That's a wish card. That's a wish coming true, okay? But I still get, be careful what you wish for. So, and then I got the Lovers, which is about a choice. All right? The Lovers is all about choices and the choices that you've made to get your wish. Now, this means that Spirit's listening. You know this. And Spirit is trying to give you a different perspective. All right? You're about to come out of that Hangman's tree. I can almost guarantee you. It's an important perspective. Ha ha ha. Beautiful. All right. Queen of Wands. There's no victory there. According to this, there's no victory there. She's upright. But she's wounded, sweetheart. Now, there actually could be, or if it's, you know, whoever this Queen of Wands, whatever the Queen of Wands energy is in this scenario, is wounded. So, there would be no victory there if you are not a completely healed person. Do you know what I mean by that? I think what would happen is you guys would end up triggering each other. Okay, Yenny. I think you've been given options that you have, well, you found yourself in a lot of drama. You found yourself in a lot of drama. You know, you picked the cup with the snake or the fire or whatever we'll deem as not such a pleasant experience. But what we need to do is we need to change that snake and that fire into something that wasn't so bad. Because we need to see it from a different perspective. Maybe a not so dramatic and defensive perspective. But now, this is not my favorite page, so whoever you might be dealing with might have been a very immature freaking control freak. Look at his face. Oh my goodness. Can you see that? It's like he's just waiting. Did you have a stalker? I'm sorry, but... Oh, someone came to a tower. Something is coming, my dear. Because you are on the Wheel of Fortune. You are. Alright, it's spinning. Yes, I see that. Anyway, the Wheel of Fortune is spinning. You're getting messages. You're asking, you're receiving. Now, slow and steady wins the race. Don't be in a hurry to make this decision. But don't be afraid to make it either. Alright? Understand that there are no mistakes. There are just lessons and there are blessings. And when you understand that even the pain, it's a guidepost. It's not a stop sign. It's meant to be a guidepost. This is, hey, we have pain here. Maybe we should try this way. Yes, exactly. Have the strength to make a different choice. To do something different. And there's your divine match. That's the Emperor. To this Empress way back here as I was seeing your story. Do you see this? This is that divine couple. Yes, it is. But it's also the best thing. And it's really not that hard. You just got to be brave enough to break that cycle once. And then you're like, why didn't I do this before? This is so much easier. This is crazy. This is crazy. I should have done this before. I shouldn't have followed the crowd. I should have stood up for what I felt was right. For what I knew in my heart. But we learn to question our heart because of our past, you know? And we shouldn't do that. Our heart is not there to hurt us. It is not the enemy. No more than our mind is the enemy until we allow them to be that. Okay? So we have to, like, figure out, you know, which is working from the divine ego, which is everybody wins, or the toxic ego, which is this is what I want now. Yes. Yes. And I think this is the message here is standing in your worth means that you're also standing in divine worth. So you know your answer, sweetie. I see it in the cards. You can't fool me. You know what you should do. But I would choose a sure thing. Of the two signs up, because I asked for clarity on the sign, no. The Emperor came up. And believe it or not, out of the first two signs up, I got a fire sign. But I also got a warning on the fire sign. That's a tower. Strength. In other words, baby, you can handle it, but you better strap up. Because it's going to be a wild ride. Water sign, I got a 3 cups. Now that could be celebrations. Could be. Well, actually it was fire and air, but... Did I get an air? I didn't even get an air sign, so... But I did get a celebration, so let's look at the celebrations card. Which sign should I... Well, on the fire sign, I got a wounded warrior card. Alright, and then I got temperance, which is again, divine timing type thing. But I got a king of swords on the air sign. You know? So, me personally, I think the air sign would be more your vibration, but there's still, you know, work to do for these people. So, either way you go, there's going to be a little work to do with them. Does that make sense? So as long as you're not expecting everything to go absolutely smoothly, but I will tell you that both of these choices may not be a choice at all. Because your vibration was Emperor and Empress. Now, do they have the possibility? You should. Do they have the possibility of becoming that? Yes, they do. But your question is, what you should be asking yourself, you're all that in a bag of chips. What you need to be asking yourself is, are you ready to be this some more for a bigger picture? Or are you wanting to wait because there's an emperor out there? It's up to you. But if I played with either one of these two, I would do it for the experience and not for an outcome, which is what we should do with everybody. We should always accept people for their experience and not for their outcome. You know, what can this person do for me? What will I get from this person? Then what you're doing is you're putting expectations on that person and becoming a burden instead of the gift you are. So, you know, go into the relationship, and until there's promises, there shouldn't be expectations, and just handle it that way. Does that make sense? Because while you're enriching the lives of these two individual people who are experiences, not options, please. Let's try and change that view. It's just options are choosing socks, okay? People are not options. We are experiences. Now, do you have a choice between experiences? Yeah. You know, there's certain experiences we choose not to have, and we have a right to do that. And when we put our foot down, it should be honored. You got the world, baby. And you got the sword of truth. And you got the five of swords. Win at all cost. And this with these cards, I don't feel like that's a bad thing. And Spirit's saying, fuck that crossroads. Choose me this time. Oh, it's funny. Oh, this is beautiful. Seriously, a lot of people look at this five of swords, and usually it's not. That's a win at all costs. That's kind of a dangerous mindset. But it coming out with the sword of truth and the world and this upside down too. That's all about faith. Seeing this two upside down, in my opinion. Huh? Fuck choices. I know what I got to do. That's who you need to be, Yenny. And then the emperor's going to show up, or your equal, whether it be man, woman, doesn't matter. Your equal will show up. I hope that helped. See, I'm kind of working on that too. I don't know. Here's me right here. As I'm talking about it. Because I'm Cancer. And a lot of people view the star as different. You know, that's Aquarian energy, by the way, Annie. They view this as healing. It could also be a star, literally a star, somebody who is supposed to be a leader, which I don't like the ideas of leaders and followers, because that's like putting people on a pedestal. It's stupidest. Because it does no favors for you, and it does no favors for them. All right, people are humans. We're all the same. We're just at different levels of remembering our truth. Okay? We're all working on realizing our truth. And we can do that together. It's hard. It's not easy. I mean, once you get to a certain mindset, it is pretty easy because you see things for what it is, and it's easy to go, whatever. And this card is coming up a lot, you guys, because karma's moving in big ways and little ways. So if you have aggravations going on in your life right now, sit back and really examine them and say, what is this teaching me? Yes. What is this teaching me? This is here. Means that there's a divine somewhere in the mix, because justice is here when justice shows up. There's only one justice, and that's divine justice. Oh, thank you, Tiana. All right, that means that you're being seen, you're being loved, you're being cherished the way you should be, because only the divine energy can do that. And actually, a lot of people are here to bring this truth of this energy, and it's a beautiful thing. It's an understanding, and we all have the capability to be this thing. This is where the magic is, and this is the message, overall message from spirit. This is my gift to you. This has always been my gift to you. Any imbalance is not the vibration of spirit. That is the vibration of the physical. Not saying that the physical is bad, because it's in one of these cups for a reason. It has its part to play in the divine plan. Anyway, that's what I got for you, sweetheart. Did that help any on helping you get out of those twos energy? You know, two. Those twos came out one right after another, and you know that's a master number, right? That's a master builder number. Look up the number 22. That might help you in making your decision too. But I think you need to change the viewpoint a little bit on these choices, and the best for you is your match, and that's what you need to be looking at is, does this feel like it's my match? Because I feel like that when you find your match, you're just gonna know. You're just gonna know. There won't be that question ever. You'll never need me. When that happens, that's what I feel like. But right now, people need me because they need to find the beautiful truth within themselves. They need to be strong within themselves. And that's what I'm here, hopefully, to help people see. So we don't get afraid of pain, Nobody's died from heartbreak. Really, nobody's died from heartbreak. Just what they thought about the heartbreak. Because this is what we naturally are. I love it that I'm pulling all these things as it's falling out as I'm talking about justice and balance, and justice comes out. And it's talking about the beautiful things we are, and here's the star. That's what you are. All of us. I don't care what skin you're in. Don't. I'm clicking that again. Yes. Okay, we're beginning to see this, my loves. This makes me happy, because when we start seeing this, we're going to start helping each other heal instead of... See, one of the problems that I think we have is not understanding those emotions. And we see anger as a attack. Anger shouldn't be seen as an attack. What it should be seen as is the expression of the other side of love. It's love too. It's just a different expression of it. And let me explain to you why. If you didn't care about somebody, would they be able to make you angry? Do you think? I mean, wouldn't you whatever, dude. No skin off my nose. I mean, when you do that, that's like, okay. So that anger is really only reserved for either, and before you get into the fact that, no, um, I'm angry at Biden and I don't like him at all. No, that's not what you're angry about. You're angry because you love the idea of the office that Biden is holding. You have respect for the idea of the idea. Now, I'm just using this as an example. If you're a Biden hater or a Trump hater, I don't care. Put whatever freaking person in there you want. Do you understand what I'm saying? Anyway, we get angry because we love. And we've been taught as a society to see this as an attack, and we start getting defensive. We don't like to hear that we've hurt somebody, even if we did it on accident. We don't like to hear that we've hurt somebody or blah, 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 blah. But the only thing that's going to get through that is communication. Talking and listening. And we seem to have a problem with that too, because I'm going through something right now. I don't know if anybody else goes through it, but every time I go to open my mouth to say my side of the story, they speak louder. So I can't be heard. Nobody still knows my side of the story. And you know what? I don't even fucking care. Honestly. So, and that's where balance brings you to the present. Anybody have any questions? You guys have a truth in you. And I will tell you this. People who feel like they've been abandoned by the divine can never abandon you. It's not that it abandons us. It's that we allow the world to take it from us. So we abandon it. Good afternoon, Ivory. How are you? And this right here, this energy, this abandonment of spirit that puts us in this horrible dark night. We don't even know we're doing it. We don't even know why it's going on. We associate it with a person, place, or thing. But 3 of those swords up there about to stab you is me, myself, and I. They're the same swords that are in the 3 of swords, poking through that heart. Now, normally these are the 3 same swords that you pull out of that heart and is guarding you in front of the 4 of swords. You're holding in your hand the divine sword of truth. And when you pull those swords out of your own heart and you see how you put them there and you wipe them off, they start guarding you. Because you understand the value of me, myself, and I. And you also know the value of the sword of truth. Yes, ma'am, we do. We abandon ourselves. But see, We like to think of it as we lose ourselves, but we really can never lose ourselves. The truth of ourselves is always within us. What we do is we just, instead of, here's the magic, okay? And I'm just going to be honest. What society has programmed us to do is allow what's outside of us form what's inside of us. Now, the magic of truth is what's inside of us can change everything about what's outside of us. That's what they don't want you to know. When you stand in your own power, when you pull those three swords of me, myself, and I out of there, out of your heart, oh, man, that's the best swords ever. Yes. It's the best swords ever, especially when it's standing in divine truth. They cannot be beaten. You cannot be fucked with. You become unfuckwithable. That is, even though in co-creation, this is something that we have to, people are finally talking about co-creation. I've been talking about it for years. But see, I don't talk about co-creation. I talk about something called responsible co-creation. Just like I talk about responsible attachment and responsible detachment. All right? Because we're all connected, whether we like it or not. Whatever mindset we have, it all leads to the same place. All right? Some get there a little quicker, some get there a little slower, and we have more lessons to learn because we still have ego blocking us. But it doesn't matter what you follow. You're going to get there eventually. All right? We all are. So, what we're supposed to do as humans, number one, we're here to be good stewards of the earth. And we're here to be good stewards to each other. Understanding that we're all in this web together. And we can either help each other or hurt each other. How do we help each other? By making each other strong within themselves. To help them understand the miracle that they are. Their own power. Truth is simple. Ego is complicated. People are complicated. If it's complicated, chances are it isn't truth. When you get down to the simple basics, Occam's razor. Does anybody know about Occam's razors? With a lack of empirical evidence, usually the simplest truth applies. And that's the divine. The divine truth is everybody wins. Some may have to give a little here, some may have to give a little there, but in the end, it's for the collective. Because in the end, this person over here that's doing a little extra, maybe, oops, this one got a little ahead. Now this one has to do a little extra, but in the end, we all raise. All right? Nobody's trying to push off their shit on somebody else. We all handle our own shit. And sometimes we even give a little more. So somebody else can handle their shit too. When we all raise, we all raise. And then we quit having these mind monsters. We quit feeling those crossroads so much. We have faith. Does that make sense? I never understood stalker energy. Does anybody understand stalker energy? I don't get that. I mean, there's some things I just don't understand, and I've realized that about me. Awesome. There's some things that just don't make sense about, to me, that's just fucking obvious. It just blows my brain. It's like stalker energy. What the fuck? I mean, you obviously had an experience with somebody, and people aren't happy in it, so leave it the fuck alone. Go your separate ways. Don't be stalking up on them and see. You're asking for pain. That's all you're doing. Why Why do people do that to themselves? Can somebody help me make sense of this? I mean, you wish them well and happy on their path. Obviously, your path and their path are two totally different paths. Go with love. I agree. Well, I'm going to lay something on you. Let's see if you can handle it. Well, we'll talk about that. That's a good point, Yenny. Let me lay something on you, Ivory. There is no past. There is only fractal energy of a consciousness that is you. Okay? So, what you're considering a past is actually your energy, your consciousness, right here, right now, in a different form, on a different plane of existence that we identify as a past. All right. So it's your energy. It's not a past energy. It is your energy. Let's quit talking in past and future terms because when it comes to the divine, which is, eternity knowledge there, it doesn't think in terms of past and present. So if we want to talk to the divine and understand the divine, we have to stop using terms of time. Now, you're a starseed, Ivory. You've been many things in what you want to consider your past. Now, keep in mind, and I'm going to lay this on you too, because I think y'all can handle it. What is the first rule of energy? Does anybody know it? I mean, it's the basis of all physics. When energy is created, it cannot be uncreated. It only changes, right? So with that being said, that means that every bit of energy that was, is, or ever will be already is, right? The building blocks of all physical matter, right? So, Ivory, what do you identify as? Because I want you to see something here. Because I identify as a lot of things. Every atom in your body, those energetic building blocks, it has a memory. It has a memory of everything it's ever been. Now, how many trillions of atoms do you have in your body? Yes, we are. We are fractal energy. Okay. This is the deal. Everybody thinks we're this little ball of consciousness. Right now our consciousness is in this physical body and it seems trapped, but it's not. All right. Our consciousness is actually occupying many dimensions and spaces at the same time. Now, everybody thinks we're this ball of consciousness that's flowing through eternity, but that's not the case. Eternity doesn't flow, we flow. I mean, well, eternity flows. We don't flow. We're kind of, once we separate from that divine consciousness and become form, the consciousness that is that divine energy that we decide, it becomes many things. Yes, everything is in the now. Yes. The only power that we have is actually right here, right now. And that's why we have to quit spending our thoughts in regret, because if we're spending our thoughts in regret, we're spending the here and now in regret, and we are not building solid for the future. Okay, we can't do anything about what's here. If we're worrying about the future, what can we do about that? The power is in the here and now. All right, now with the energy thing. Okay, you guys have everything that you need inside you because you have been everything throughout eternity at one time or another. That's just the truth. Um, the thing about eternity is we are a ball of consciousness, not floating through space. We're pretty static, but all of eternity is flowing through us. Every possibility that it holds is flowing through you. And here's the thing about these ideas of past lives and whatever. When we heal ourselves in the here and now, sometimes we have to heal something from a piece of us that's in an alternate reality. Like, have you ever had something hit you out of the blue and you're like, whoa, where'd that come from? And then you spend all these hours and days looking for something wrong in you that doesn't exist. Well, maybe it doesn't exist in this reality. Maybe you're helping out your consciousness in another reality that has that problem. And when you balance it, it helps them balance it and raises the vibration altogether. Same time, same place, same back channel, just different dimensions, different vibrations of energy. Does that make sense? Because usually I lose people right in here somewhere. Because y'all are amazing. I mean, 10 years ago, we wouldn't be having this conversation now. I mean, I would be having it, but y'all would be looking at me like, I don't know. Awesome. Okay. Trust me, during the height of the toxic positivity, I was the one going, why y'all accepting being liars? Because nobody's happy all the time. Why are you asking me to put on a mask for your comfort? How is this divine? How is this real? How is this good? And boy, I was hated for that, let me tell you. And when everybody was worshiping duality, I was like, man, you guys are so caught in making this right and this wrong that you'll never grasp oneness. And they said, oh, you're so egotistical. Okay. If you say so, see ya. You know? So yeah, I'm like, I'm trying to bring you an understanding that helps you okay to make those choices that you need to make. You know, there is a divine cloth and we have wiggle room and we know when we go the wrong way because we have pain from it. But see, either that pain is a stop sign, which is not a divine outcome. Somebody's losing. Somebody has to stop it. Okay, that's a blockage. Instead of 15 miles for freedom, that way, don't take this road. And that's what pain is meant to be. You know? Hey, this is the pain road. You're at a crossroads. Let's try a different decision here. Yeah, this shouldn't be hard. I mean, you know where you've been. So you know where that's going. And if you don't like where you've been and you're still on that road, you need to get the fuck off of it. This is easy, guys. But see, we have been taught to be afraid of our emotions instead of understanding them. They're beautiful. They're amazing. We should never be afraid of them. We should learn them and learn how much they love you, even though we don't love them. And we should learn how strong they are because the truth is there's a little child, a little beautiful divine child inside of you, your inner child, your truth. All it is love. But it still has the consciousness of pain because it's also in this physical temple. And when that inner child, that emotion inside you, gets traumatized or hurt, it's so weak, it's going to kick your ass for the rest of your life until you allow it to be loved and loved properly. You think, oh, okay, that's easy. No, we are so afraid of love because we're afraid of pain. So if you're afraid of pain, you're afraid of love. You should not be getting into a relationship if you're looking at that either way. Ah, okay, Ivory, you do that. And sweet treats, I love those. You know, when I get 500 subscribers, because we're new, so like, share, and subscribe. If you like our talks, I have a partner. Check out our videos. Thank you for showing up, Ivory. Hit like, share, and subscribe, because then I'm going to bake a cake. Yes, I am. Speaking of sweet treats, you have been a sweet treat, Ivory. Thank you. All right, so does anybody else have any questions? Because I really have hope that we can do this, that we can understand our emotions and understand. Bless you, Ivory. We love you, honey. And if your sweet treats are something that you sell, you go to Alice Burbaugh or find my web page and show me your shit. I'll help you if it's good. If it's good shit, I'll help you. I'll promote you. Anyway, yeah, helping each other. That's what we should be doing. It isn't about what do I get. It's about how can I help you be stronger. Anyway, what else we got? They're just madly in love, yeah. Well, that is a mad type of love. That's really not love. That's more like possession. I mean, stalker energy is more like possession. It's more like control. And it's not love. And this is one of the things that we have to straighten out in our head. Because stalker energy, it's not fun. It's nothing to be celebrated. It creates karma. When you ask for pain, it creates karma. Leave it alone. Alright? When you break up with somebody and you feel like going and seeing their Facebook page for any other reason than somebody came to you and said, blah, 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 you need to answer that, then you're just asking for pain and creating your own karma. Leave it the hell alone. Let them do their thing. Let them do, you do your thing. You concentrate on you. If it's meant to be, it'll be. And that's the thing you have to have faith in. Right now, it ain't working. You ain't got that vibration together. Let it go. Somebody has some lessons to learn. That's all that means. Hell yeah. And pretending, you guys. You guys, oh man, that pretender energy. If you see something that you like and you have to lie to get it, that's karma. Alright? You're not presenting yourself honestly. That is karma. That creates karma. That creates that weird, unbalanced energy that you're talking about, Tiana. Exactly. But, okay, I'm going to have to take a potty break real quick and get some more coffee. Oh, it's doing it again. But, here in just a second, I'm hoping to. Well, you piece of crap. Hang on a minute. You might see some weird shit here. Okay. I think I got it now. But I'm going to take a break for a minute, guys, and I'll be back. If you don't mind too much. It won't take long. I'll be right back. Huh. See what Hi, I'm back. Bladder empty and better. Okay, I gotta get some keys up here. And you guys, um, any music you hear in the background is by one amazing man. All right, this man thinks in those fractals that I was just talking about. All right, he is like present in every single one of them at the same time. Now, I've had an experience before. I had a, what do you call it, where you go out of your body? Yeah, one of those. And I think I've had them before, but this one was, you know, I knew exactly what it was because I got jerked out and said, come on. But I went to the city, and the city was amazing. It radiated light. And the light was actually seemed solid. I mean, but the reason it seemed solid was because there was this beautiful vibration throughout the whole city. And there were all kinds of beings there. Some of them looked kind of scary. I mean, if I met them here on Earth, I'd be like probably peeing my pants, you know. But they weren't a threat. I didn't feel threatened at all. I didn't feel anything negative. Nothing. It was so. I mean, you felt everything. It's not even like it existed anywhere but inside you. And the beings that were there was no talking. You didn't have to talk. Didn't have to. And there was plants and animals and people working with the animals. Do you know that an abused dog has to be nursed in the 4D? They have to be healed. I would call this equivalent of heaven. All I know is it's where what people say the Akashic Records is, where you find your book of life. Because I started falling down the, you know, past lives, wasting my time on that idea. And what I saw actually really bugged me. I felt cheated. Because I went to this hall and everybody keeps telling me about their experience with all these books, and I was like, well, that's really weird because when I went in that room, there was only one book. Nobody else was in there, no other books. It was just about me. And I looked at my book and I saw it from across the room because it was when I walked in this room, there was a whole big line of great big windows like in a school. You know what I'm talking about with all the panes and shining in like big gym windows or something. And the room was wide. And there was one book on this long counter with all these windows and light shining in, but it was not really light. It was like rainbows and crystalline. It was beautiful. So, you know me. I'm the curious sort. I went and looked. Looked like a Harry Potter book. You know, the ones that in that no library with all dust on it. Yeah. There was dust on it. I was like, shit, Lord, what's the deal? You can't even keep my book clean. And then I thought, no wonder my house is dusty. You know? So, anyway, it was a pretty existential moment when all the pages were blank, except for two things. And it wasn't that they were blank, they were covered. You could see underneath they had stuff on them, but I wasn't supposed to see them. I was like, why can't I see them? Come on. Why can't I see them? And I was told, finally, after years of figuring out, of working on why the fuck, why, you know, everybody was telling me all these wonderful past lives and these scary past lives. And why can't I have a story? I felt cheated. And I even told them, you know, well, when they said, what was your experience with the Akashic Records? And I was listening to them. I always went last in D's round for some reason. When I stayed awake long enough. But anyway, and I told him the story. I said, it's not fair. I want to see too. You know, I did. I felt really cheated. And it wasn't until years later that I understood the message and the wisdom from that experience. I did. I mean, I was hurt. There are two things I'm supposed to concentrate on this lifetime, and the rest don't matter. And they are two things near and dear to my heart. One of them was a teacher. And it wasn't just a teacher. It was a teacher of very important children. Because it was very prim and proper with the, you know, shit up here to your neck and the that kind of crap that I absolutely hate. And there were little crowns on all these heads. And I'm going to take that as a, you know, metaphor, I guess. Or maybe that past life that we were talking about that exists in this place and time is supposed to teach those children a different message. Maybe we can change the balance of reality. And the other one was the warrior, Native American. But it wasn't just a warrior. It was a shaman warrior. A fierce one. He was a warrior of the spirit. A rainbow child. There was an Indian legend that I heard about this time. And it made me cry. It was a story about a crone. Basically, a grandmother, they called her. An old woman. She was the last living woman who knew the truth. Who knew the truth, who had the key. And they hid her to keep her safe. And when it was time, that grandmother would take a walk under the moon for the last time. And she would give the last strength and the last love she had in her heart, the last breath of her life, calling her children. And they are from all walks of life, all races, all nationalities. They speak all tongues. Tongues doesn't matter. They don't speak to each other with their mouth. Just like that city. We have an important job to do. That old woman, the last one who knew the ancient truth. And she couldn't tell it until she told it. And it was going to be heard. That's love, my dear. Ah, I forgot to hit multi-stream. And that's a love bigger than you are. That's an understanding bigger than you are. And when it's bigger than you are, but still simple, you know it's true. Tiana, it's time to share it. It's time to, stand strong. And everybody has a special gift. We all have our special gifts. And we need each other. We need each other's love and wisdom and support. So we can all reach the same level because we're all the same. And if we start building from that, from where we're all the same, instead of starting with our differences, then we don't fear others. The differences are beautiful. But see, what they've done is they've separated us. I'm right and you're wrong. I win, you don't. That's such bullshit. That is not a divine consciousness, okay? I don't care who says what. If somebody's out there to win, they're like, especially win at all costs. And I'm actually fighting with that right now. I don't even understand how some people can be the way they are, because I just don't think like that. But anyway, back to the city. I remember fully, I got to sit on the moon and see the earth, and oh my God, all these flat earthers drive me crazy. It's like, okay, come on. Let's do some simple deduction here, okay? We can see the moon, it's round. We can see the sun, it's round. We can see all the other planets that are round, but Earth is flat. Sure, makes perfect sense. Okay, see ya. Which some people, it's just like, I don't get it, so I may as well not give to that conversation, because I will make people feel, like they have to argue, and it's just not even worth arguing to me. But, and we have to get that way all the way around. We do. And we can do this together because we can get certain mindsets from each other, which is why I'm here. I'm not here to lead anybody because I need help too. We're all in the same boat together. Nobody's better than the other. Hi, Dawn. Hey, there's my partner right there. She's hiding in the background. But anyway, yeah, I got to see two things. Anyway, children, protecting the children. What's going on with our children right now? Oh my God. Okay, so Alice has been angry lately. Let's just say there. You rocking this ish? I try. I don't know. I mean, she's so. Thank you, Tiana. You ready to rock with me, Mama? You can rock with me. Rock with me, baby, all day long. Oh, Keith. Anyway, the city. What I was getting back to, after I got to see the Earth and I got to see the Moon, and all of a sudden it's like, oh shit, here we go again, and I got jerked out of there, and I could see. My dad taught me astrology, so I knew Orion's belt. I went to Orion's belt straight up that way, and then next thing I know, I was like sitting on these stairs. They were in the middle of nowhere. I was breathing. I was alive in the middle of fucking space. I was like, hey, cool. Can I do some more? That was me. And then all of a sudden the door opened and I was dragged in. Okay, fine. I felt like a kid going to the principal's office first. I did. Oh, okay. Give them love and maybe that slap if they need it. Isn't it funny how when we get older, our parents never see us as grown? We were talking about that the other day. Such bullshit. Anyway, so in this city of sound, there's this vibration. The light was there because of the vibration. It wasn't, I mean, everything was this healing, most amazing, incredible vibration ever. And you're just a part of it. So nobody has to really do anything. But my feeling is that as above, so below. This is the fourth dimensional thing that we would call possibly heaven, where the soul goes, or the energies goes after we transform, because the flesh is not permanent. So when I think of the idea of God and the devil, there's only two energies that are like that. One is eternity and one is not. Okay? They're both pure energies, and they're both pure energies for a reason. They have to be pure energies to be one half of creation. And for creation to happen, there has to be that thin line of chaos. For that energy to become some kind of form. Does that make sense? So we really have the understanding of our potential and what we can do, and the effect we actually have on each other in responsible co-creation. Everybody always used to tell me, that's not your business. Stay in your own lane. Wait a minute. Hold up right there. Who the fuck are you telling me that what happens on this earth, in this universe, anywhere between here and me going back to that pure vibration that doesn't need any of this shit, has no comprehension of any of this shit? We're all part of the same ocean. How many drops? It all counts. Macrocosm, microcosm. Who the fuck are you telling me I don't count? It doesn't matter. Why are you telling me they don't count? Why are you telling me anything? Better yet, why am I listening? And these are all questions you should ask yourself when listening to somebody, honestly. Because I'm kind of with Buddha. There's this force that lives inside us all. And this is how certain religions trap people, and you end up with cults and things like, well, I'm not even a religion. Name what. It doesn't matter. It's all the same shit. Um, I forgot what I was going to say. Here we go with these brain farts. Has anybody had COVID? Because I'm going to have to start taking notes. Because I can't rewind, y'all. I had a brain fart. But relationships, co-creation, Crystal City. Oh, stay in your own lane. Yeah, it's none of your business. Well, you know what's going on with that? They want you to believe that it doesn't affect you, so it doesn't count. It's none of your business. Well, that energy has bred what's going on with our children right now. So to understand the truth of us, we really have to start seeing the lies and where we've given up our power. Because we got to take it back somewhere. And not giving it to other people with their beliefs. That's what it was. I'm with Buddha, you know. You have this thing inside you that's truth. And when somebody speaks truth to you, you go, huh? Wait, why am I hearing that? And then usually you have this, what I call an aha moment, you know, and there's different ways of getting those aha moments. And we'll talk about that later. You can either learn from love or learn from pain. Now, the aha moments is when somebody is up here talking from love and honesty, and it speaks to your soul. And you go, aha, oh my God, I feel so much better about this. You know what? I never looked at it that way, but that perspective has given me a strength of understanding something I didn't before. And why did it give you that understanding? Because it already existed in you. You already knew that shit. That was a psychic bitch slap, okay? That was a wake up, dummy. It's already inside you. It's like, and I have a sense of humor. I'm sorry. This is my George Carlin, Irma Bombeck. Like, when I do things like that, that's my alter ego I call Captain Obvious. And a lot of times it says dumbass, you know, like red. But, you know, I've been a dumbass. I call myself a dumbass when I do stupid shit and don't realize it. And then somebody gives me an aha moment. It happens. I accept that. I'm wrong. That's part of being human. But here's the thing about being wrong. That means you have courage. That means you have faith. You understand that you're supposed to be wrong sometimes so you can learn. Be wrong. Be brave. Be beautiful. Be that thing inside you, please. Anyway, that's my story. Buddha said, if somebody says something to you and it feels like truth, take the words as truth. But if what they're saying to you doesn't seem like truth, then leave the words. Even if it's mine. That's incredibly humble, lady. Yep. I like Buddha. And they say, you know, you can tell a good leader by how they treat their teammates, because a good leader actually lifts their teammates. So here's my thought. Instead of everybody, you know, picking this and that and putting themselves above each other, how about if we all strive to be leaders? Because we are. I really don't want to be in front of anybody because, well, I fart. Huh. Trust me, you don't want to be behind that. So, if you don't have a sense of humor, you probably shouldn't be here because I have one. And sometimes it's really raw. And I don't mean to, well, maybe I do because everybody says, oh, why do you got to piss people off? Well, sometimes that's what it takes to move that mountain because they're standing in front of me so firm and trying to stop me. Why shouldn't I move that mountain? I'm not trying to be stubborn. I'm just trying to be on my way. But me, I'll blow that motherfucker up. I don't care. Get it. Whatever. But there's this saying in the Bible, and it's true because I've seen it. I've seen it work lately, and I want to give you because Dot actually reminded me of that before, and if she remembers right, I used to have a mustard seed in a little globe hanging in my car. But she reminded me that with a faith as small as a grain of a mustard seed, you can tell that mountain move, and it'll move. And that's true. But right now, we're all working on that faith. And we can get there together. So, here's the deal. I am going to have to take another little break. As you can hear, I'm getting kind of raspy, and I want a cigarette. Have I helped anybody today get a new perspective or have an aha moment? Give you that psychic bitch slap to make you remember how fucking awesome you are? I would like that. Because, I'll tell you a secret. If you see awesome in other people, do you know why you have the ability to see that awesome? How would you know what that awesome was? Unless it already existed in you. And who knows? You may be beyond that awesome. Like I tell everybody, I may be just the messenger. Maybe you're the miracle. Have you ever thought about that? Huh? Huh? God, I should be jealous of you. Shit. Anybody still out there? Hello? It sounds like I may need to go out there. So I may end this one and see if Don wants to come back on. Since I'm just sitting here talking, I feel like I'm lecturing. But Keith Barnard is this composer, and those tones in that city is in that man's music. Keith Barnard. He's a friend of mine. And we were actually, this is how the universe works. We were actually thinking about doing guided meditations, and we had to look at all the copyrights and all this, right? And I hadn't heard from Keith in years. He's just a beautiful soul. I just love him to death. Oh my God. Gotcha. Anyway, I've known him for years, okay? And I was actually thinking about him not too long ago and thought about how I hadn't heard from him from years. But I actually went off everything for a couple of years because I was working on my dream. I was working hard, organic garden, organic oils, organic medicines. But this is how a dream can change like that because my path was to talk to you. My path was to fight for you. So I'm here. I learned that lesson. But that path is coming because I see people waking up all over and I don't have to fight for you anymore because you'll be doing it for yourself. Then pretty soon you won't even have to fight for you anymore because people will understand. But yeah, you guys are amazing. So, anyway, I think I'm going to take a break. Get off here for a minute. Because that was a little emotional. Every time I think of that city, I think of home. So, because it felt like home, and there were angels and beings and things that I mean, and I didn't feel out of place there. And that's why it felt like home. I felt totally welcome and accepted, and like this was family, and there was nothing to, I was like star seeds and angels and da da da. It's all the same thing. I get it now. They're all fourth dimensional travelers that we have deemed as good or evil for a reason, for right now. I laugh at demons now, or the idea of them, should I say. They only exist because we manifest them with our beliefs. We manifest everything with our beliefs. All I know is the Crystal City's coming. I got that message just the other day. I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. That's what I mean. We're all on the same path, like it or not, accept it or not. If you don't accept it, yeah. This is why I'm saying heal yourself. Yes, it's amazing. But anyway, um, all we have to do is unbury the truth from, you know, the what I call truth is what's written in eternity. It lasts forever. Exactly. Well, I wouldn't say God really protected me from myself. I had to have certain experiences to understand myself, but he made sure I didn't die so I could be his arms, legs, eyes, ears, you know. Uh, and that doesn't really happen as the vibration itself because if you actually, if even, okay, to be in a presence that powerful and that pure of that vibration would destroy you in the physical. It would destroy every physical remnant you have. It could not, it rejects that vibration. It cannot exist as itself unless it stays pure, just like the physical. Yeah, not really an initiation. See, when we come here and do these things, we never think about other people. It's always about us, you know? Like I was supposed to come here and fuck up and hurt this person because they had some karma they had to burn off. There's more to it than just us. This is responsible co-creation. Understanding. This is responsible co-creation. It isn't just about you, boo. There's 7.5 billion people on the planet. Maybe 8 billion people on the planet right now. We got to get this pretty soon because it's growing and growing. If we don't get this, no wonder people are eating their own babies or seeing them as sex objects or whatever the hell they're doing these days. I don't know. I don't care. I just care about being the example. You know, I don't want to be up here talking the talk. I want to walk the walk. Don't lie, don't cheat, don't steal. Those make victims. Okay, when you make a victim, or don't allow yourself to be lied to, or cheated on, or stole from. Same thing, it creates karma. Quit it. It's easy. You know what's right. Respect your divine self. It's easy. And you guys got this. And together, well, together has more energy. So come on, will you? Yeah, but when you say more pure, I mean, I don't even like to have that thought, all right? Because mischief managed. Okay. And the thing about purity is it has a certain set of rules that can be very rigid, and you can be a divine human. There's magic in being divine human. Being human and being physical is one of the greatest gifts we can have if we have the right perspective. But it's the right perspective that they don't want you to have, because if you have the right perspective of seeing the magic and blessings everywhere, then that's what you become. But if you see the perspective of you're not worthy, um, you're always in competition, put you in these lower vibrations, then there's no balance had, and this is easily controllable. And look around the world, this is what we got going on. And we need to get up to balance and not think about good or bad, but balance, okay? Because sometimes you need an explosion to put out a fire. Oh, here comes Don. Mischief managed.
Mischief managed.
Okay, I'm going to that break right now, okay? Love you guys. See it. Well, actually, I'm going to end this video and go
Start
into
another one.
Yeah, and we'll start another one. Is that okay? So be watching, hit subscribe, hit that bell, and they'll be back with 2 of us. Twice the fun. I'll see you in a bit.